Good evening.
Wow. Are we on time?
Good
Are
evening.
we?
Good
He is. So are you.
Yeah. We are on time.
How you doing, gentlemen?
We're going to be discussing omnivores and carnivores, but before that, yes, Connor, yes, really well. I'm just back from holidays. We got in 2 hours ago, so we loaded up the car this morning, and then we drove for 2 hours, and then we just got home. Then you have to take all the gubbins out of the car because we're camping, so there's a lot of gubbins, 2 cars worth, in fact.
Oof.
And so I haven't stopped since about 7 o'clock this morning, and so it's very nice to be here with you guys, having a peaceful scientific examination.
Chat.
How are you? Sue Cooper is first today. Well done, Sue.
Two cars. Why don't you get one of those things you put in your roof and just pack all the kids into it? Why do you need to?
We do.
You do.
All the kids in the roof box.
We have got a lot of stuff, plus 2 dogs, plus big tent, 6-man tent, plus an extension and what have you. There's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Do you remember in the 80s? Do you remember in the 80s? Of course, you guys remember the 80s. I mean, it was the 50s for you, but in the 80s, we would.
You're so much trouble tonight, Connor.
There was 7 in our family, five boys, and we would go camping in France on the 2 holidays we ever went on. We went camping in France, and we'd have the 7 of us in the car, probably the dog vomiting the entire way. Oh no, that was down in Kerry. And we'd have everything we needed in that car, 7 of us in there, lying across the back sweating to get to the campsite. Isn't it funny how things change, and then it's like, I just couldn't imagine going away as big as the Yokies we have at the moment. I wouldn't get everything into it at all. We've a chance of staying in a mobile home there in next week, and I'm going to have to go up and down to it 2 or 3 times to get everything into it. And it's not even our mobile home. It's not like I'm towing it behind me. Everything is in there ready to go. But we just bring so much stuff.
Exactly. It's too much stuff. It's too much stuff. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, that's having young kids, isn't it? As well. Yeah. You've got so much stuff that you've got to pack around them these days.
They do, they do need their bits and bobs. We are RawPetMedics. You'll find us on patreon.com/RawPetMedics. People have been very good of late coming on there and helping us out, and so we do notice it and we do appreciate it. And I've got an extra special gift for you guys tonight on Patreon. I'm going to give you a free code to watch course seminar on this very topic that we're talking about tonight, which is the whole first section of my book. And so I'm going to give you free access to that. So that's thanks for everybody on Patreon. Very much appreciated. But we still give all this verbal content to you guys on Facebook and YouTube, but we also have our podcast as well. So if you're listening to us on podcast, guys, please take a moment to give us a rating and a thumbs up. It really helps our side. Just before we start, I wanted to mention, guys, I put up 2 or 3 posts during the week last week, which were hot potatoes. And the first one was a veterinary nurse that said, I think I only got 3 hours training in nutrition. And it was pretty much don't feed raw and here's what to do. The usual kind of stuff. So that was a famous enough canine nutritionist, Gabrielle Joy in Australia. Does all the dingoes. Probably listening, actually. Hello, Gabrielle. And then the following day, I got an article from a vet who wrote what's happened in my profession, and she's a bit disillusioned, and I popped that up as well. And then in the third one, I put up a lengthy article to say, guys, we need to change our lingo. Because some people were saying, this about vets and that. And I was saying, look, guys, you need to talk about the veterinary industry and focus on the veterinary industry. And everybody went for it. And I think that was a good little thing to talk about and just remind anybody else that hadn't seen the piece that anytime certainly if you hear me, and those 2 guys have way more class, so you're not going to hear them talking about, but I would dump on the veterinary industry now and again. I would be a pet owner, I'm not a vet, and so they get the spiky end of my spear now and again. But I assure you, I am talking about the veterinary industry and never about vets. I believe that they work incredibly hard to get into college, very difficult degree to do, very difficult job to hold down later on in life. But the fourth article I was talking about, did you see the gag orders that the corporates are putting in place over in the US on anybody working for them now? Lifetime gags on anybody that signs up to work in their place. Never speak ill of the place. Isn't that crazy? So you don't get the John Robs and all the other vets that come up and don't like what they see about various bits and bobs. So that was a heavy week of posting, and 95% positive, and then 5%.
Just so you're aware, I think it's always been a case of many practices will have in their system a way of, look, you should never speak ill of those that you've worked with. However, that is overruled by whistleblowing. So if there's something that endangers pets and actually endangers people working within that environment, doesn't matter what the gagging order is. Ultimately, if you're whistleblowing poor policy that puts a threat on life to patients and indeed clinicians, then actually you've got a right to go and do that. Okay,
that's cool. So that's good to hear.
Ultimately, it's one of those things to consider. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's good. So yeah, that was a hot week.
Ren, Chris has just posted your darling wife that you're not on the right channel. Is that correct?
It looks like we've just dived off. We've got, yes, I'm going to have to stop us, I'm afraid, and just redo that.
Oh, you can't get this stuff, can you?
Yeah, just one sec. We'll be straight back with you.